I had a dream.
This is Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340 WJOL. It is a Tuesday morning, and that means it's time we welcome into our WJOL studios from NuMark Credit Union. It's Linda Krakora. She's a training manager at NuMark. Hello, Linda.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I am wonderful. The sun is shining.
I know. Doesn't that feel good?
I don't know what it kind of hurts my eyes. We haven't seen it much lately. It's like
what's that?
What's it? Yeah, and as you see, I have all my blinds closed in
I
here
do.
anyway. So, yeah, I like broadcasting from a cave. Linda's here. We're going to talk credit strategies for success. This is a program that is brought to you by NuMark Credit Union. I'd like to remind you that you can see the savings when you get your next new or pre-driven car, truck, or motorcycle with NuMark for a limited time. Rates is low. Check this out. It's 2.49 APR, and one lucky member will have a chance to win 0% APR. To learn more about the Savings Auto Loan Special, stop into any of NuMark branches, Countryside, Crest Hill, Joliet, New Lenox, and Tinley. For more information, call NuMark today at 815-729-3211, or you can just apply on their website at newmarkcu.org. I want to also remind you at the end of the program, we're going to give you a $25 Visa gift card, compliments of NuMark Credit Union. Just listen to the program. At some point, we're going to bring something up. We'll ask you to regurgitate that information a little bit later on. And if you are caller 3 and have the right answer, or any caller after that and have the right answer, you will get a $25 Visa gift card, compliments of NuMark. Linda is here, and on a personal note, Linda has been doing this program with me for 3 or 4 years, and this will be her last one. You are semi-retiring. Congratulations.
Yes, I am. Come Friday, I'm going to start, living that easy life.
I didn't know you were old enough to retire yet.
Thank you. I'm past that age, but still young at heart. You know how that goes.
Amen to that. Well, we are going to miss you. You are a very smart woman, very kind woman. We appreciate you coming in here all these months.
Well, thank you so much. I've enjoyed this a lot.
Yep, and you're losing your radio gig. Now you're just going to be a regular person.
Oh, right?
Well, what are you going to do?
If I pass you on the street, you still have to say hello.
All right, we'll do that. All right, so we're here to talk about credit cards today, why you need them, and how to successfully manage them. So we welcome in Linda, the training manager, for a few more days. I understand that a good credit score can help you save thousands. What does that really mean?
What it really means is that if you have good credit, there's the difference between getting low interest rate on a loan or high interest rate on a loan. The better your score, so the higher the score, the lower the interest rate. And that's what you want. I mean, everybody borrows for something, whether it's a home or a car, but we want to get the lowest rate and the best possible deal. To do that, we have to have a good credit score. And you want to be aware of that score from very early on. Mess it up in the beginning, it takes a long time to fix.
Sure.
So get your ducks in a row at the start and keep them there.
Yeah, and what many people I don't think realize is why this is. Financial institutions, they loan you the money, and if you're a risk, they're going to charge you more.
That's right.
And if you're not a risk, you're going to get charged less because they want you to shop with them.
Exactly. And the credit score tells us what kind of risk you are.
Right. 100%. All right, so that's the significance of your credit score. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be well managed.
But it does tell us how you use credit and how you manage it. Mm-hmm. So bottom line is the higher the score, the better. That's how your interest rate and eligibility are calculated. So FICO scores range anywhere from 300 to 850. The higher the score, the better your credit.
Okay.
Typically, anything over 760 is considered a good credit risk by lenders. And the average credit score, they say, is right around 693.
Okay.
So everybody's just slightly under in average, the best they can be. But it is something we can work on.
Okay. Talk a little bit about those credit reports. I know there's different ones out there. Which one do we need to really be concerned with?
Actually, all of them.
All of them, okay.
But it's the story of your financial history. That's what your credit report is, your bill paying history. Mm-hmm. It contains identifying information like employment history, creditors, payment history, bankruptcy judgments, liens, lawsuits, as well as inquiries you've initiated. So when you go out or you get in the mail 6 different things about credit cards and you respond to all of them, that affects your credit score. It looks bad because why are you seeking that much right now? They come from 3 major credit bureaus. So TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax.
Okay. And they just started these companies as credit reporting company. Where'd they come from?
I don't know where they come from, but they are like God in the financial world because that's what we look to. So one really important thing is to get a copy of your free copy of your credit score every year, and you get them from each one of these 3 credit bureaus, and be sure they're accurate because that's what we're going to look at. Right. You may tell me there's differences than what's on the paper, but I have to look at that paper to try and determine, are you going to pay your bills?
Why do we need 3 credit agencies? Who came up with that number?
No idea. I also think there should be one overall and people in different areas use them more. So in the Midwest, we use TransUnion mostly.
Okay.
So I had a mortgage that was sold to somewhere on the West Coast, and it wasn't showing up on my credit report. And it's like, wait a minute. I pay my house on time every month. Why isn't that there? It's an important one. But it was with Equifax. They were reporting to Equifax.
Okay.
That's why it's important to get copies of all 3 so you can really take a look at what's out there on you.
Interesting. Absolutely interesting. Linda Krakora joining us here in our 1340 WJOL studios. We're talking today about credit strategies for success. So gives you a little idea of what our credit reports are, where they come from. But this isn't just, when we talk about credit history, this doesn't just mean trying to get credit cards. It means everything.
It does. It does. And it's not just loans or a car or credit cards. It's a job.
Yeah, it's true.
Employers pull it. Rental agencies pull your credit report to see if you pay your bills on time. Will you pay your rent on time? Insurance companies now pull your credit report, which drives me crazy.
And they charge you more if you have bad credit.
Yes, and they can turn you down if you have bad credit. So the worst thing you want to hit on that end is state insurance, which is very costly. So your credit report really affects many areas of your life.
Yeah, it does. Is the most important thing for good credit paying your bills on time? Is that number one?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. 35% of your credit report is based on how timely you make your bills.
Okay.
So people have said to me, well, I paid it. It was a week late, but I pay it every month. The report doesn't see that. What the report records is that it was paid late. So that late pays drops your credit score.
Okay.
It says you have a problem managing somewhere.
Right.
Even if that is simply that you do an auto pay and it hits a day later, be sure you're giving yourself 2 or 3 days advance on any of those bills so that you know it's there on time. That late pay is one of the worst things you can do.
Yeah. What about medical bills? Can you see those pop up on your medical? On your credit?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But it does. It's treated a little differently. We know how medical bills work, so those are reviewed kind of separately on there. And the credit reports have kind of shifted them a little bit so that we know what those are. Hospital bills can take you forever to pay off.
Oh, absolutely.
And we all understand that. So those are looked at slightly differently.
Okay. All right. Let's kind of get into a healthy credit mix. What does that mean?
So what we like to look at is that you have different types of credit. So maybe you have a mortgage and a credit card or 2 and a personal loan like a car loan. It shows us that you manage all of those. One thing isn't important. So if you have a house and a bunch of credit cards and the only thing you pay is your house on time, that shows us something. We want to see that healthy balance. It shows that you can manage all those different types.
Okay. And again, a mix is a good thing as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It spreads you out a little bit.
Sure. What if you don't have any credit? What do you do then?
That's hard, and you can establish credit. It is a little harder. First of all, you want to have some things in your own name. I see this often with women and college students and young people just out of college who are sharing apartments. Well, Bill actually writes the check, but I'm responsible for the electric. I need Bill to put the electric in my name. You need some credit history in your own name.
Okay.
So women tend to put everything in husband's name. If you go in, typically anywhere that's taking any kind of application is going to take the husband's name first, and that's the primary on it. You want to put some things in your own. My husband's car is in his name, my car's in my name. It gives me a credit history if something happens to him. Very often, women are left with no credit report, no credit history because everything was in their husband's names. The same thing with someone who has shared apartment space for any length of time. You need to split those bills so everybody earns a little bit.
Okay.
You can also build it by opening a small credit card, charge a few small things, pay them off. Pay them off in full or pay them off on time. Either one of those, that's important. But it starts small and build it up. Don't get ahead of yourself. You can get a line of credit from the credit union. You can do those kind of things that allow you to show that I can make a payment. And if we're really uncertain, we do secured loans. So you put some money in a savings account that guarantees your loan. So $1,000 in the account, $1,000 loan. When the loan's paid off, that $1,000 plus the interest it's earned is still there and it's yours. It gave the lender security to say, even if you don't pay, I know I can get some money back.
Exactly.
But it allows you to build it safely. So that's really important. Be sure that you pay everything on time. I can't stress it enough because that's huge for you.
You bet it is. Linda Krakora joining us in our WJL studios, brought to you by NuMark Credit Union. This is Credit Strategies for Success. All right, but what about those folks that had good credit? They're good people. They're not slugs, but that credit is taking a bit of a hit, like maybe job loss, divorce. What happens for them?
We like to tell people, talk to your credit union. We're going to help you try to figure out how to get back on track. You can get back on track. It takes work. So order your credit report, the free annual one, and correct any errors that might be on there. Start and continue to pay bills on time and pay down debt. Possibly a consolidation loan would be helpful. Get automatic bill pay. One of the nice things about a direct deposit and an auto bill pay is it's not in your pocket. You don't pre-spend it. And it goes out whether you remember or not. And that's a big part because life happens. So if the kids are doing this and this is happening and you're hunting for a new job, you forgot to send the car payment. It's only 3 days late, but once again, it's late. So we want to be sure that we use those kind of tools. And at NuMark, we'll help you sit down and figure out a new budget and figure out how to get back on track.
Okay. All right. What about tips for using credit wisely? What are some of those?
Okay. My first and foremost, always the one people hate me for, but don't charge food. The food's long gone and you're still paying plus interest. So I don't like to see people charge food. Do I know there's that fancy dinner? Valentine's Day is coming up and hey, it's going to land on the credit card. Pay it off because food's gone and you're still paying interest on it. Charge small amounts at a time. Pay on time. Pay in full or more than minimum. Don't get caught in that minimum payment trap.
Right.
It's a problem. It allows them to charge more interest. Your bill grows and you're not really backing it down. So never, ever make a minimum payment. Make more. I don't care if it's $5, $10. Do that. Break your payment into how many pay periods you have a month. If you get paid twice, break the payment in half, send it twice. You do have to get ahead of that so that when the payment hits by the due date, you've had the full amount there. But it makes it a little easier to budget. Don't max out your cards. Don't go over 50%. If you have a credit card that has a $10,000 limit, pretend the credit limit is $5,000.
Yeah.
The capacity of having that amount open makes your credit score better, makes your credit ability better. That's very important. Avoid late and over the limit fees. When you have a late fee or an over the limit fee, it raises your bill. So here's a nasty trick that can happen. You paid the bill late, they charged a late fee, it now puts you over the limit, they get to charge an over the limit fee,
Oh, geez.
and you owe another $150 for nothing that you did.
Right.
But now if you only pay the minimum payment, next month you're still going to pay an over the limit fee.
Right.
So be careful. Those can really stack up like crazy. And cash advances, they cost a lot more. If you need a small amount, check out a small loan. You may get a much better interest rate on a $1,000 loan than you would on a $1,000 cash advance.
True.
So those are important.
Okay. Any other tools that you could think of for people to use?
Talk with your financial service rep. If you're at a credit union, part of our job is to sit down and help you understand credit.
Okay.
Education is a huge part of the credit union philosophy. So we want to make sure people understand what they're doing and how they're doing it. And we'll help you figure out how to pay off debts to improve your score.
Okay. All right. And let's kind of run through some credit pitfalls that are out there. You mentioned a few already, but any other examples?
Oh, yes. Credit repair clinics. They can't erase your history.
Oh, yes, they can. They said if you have more than $10,000 in loan, you don't owe it.
Oh, yes, you do. And it shows up on your credit report. Remember, anything that gets written off can come back at you on your taxes. So if you make an arrangement with somebody I'll pay, medical bills are huge for this. We'll settle with you for $1,000 on that $5,000. $4,000 may show up as income on your income tax because they credit it back to you. So be careful of that. Rent to own. Don't do that. It's stupid expensive when you start adding it up, as are payday loans.
Yes.
Payday loans, I'm sorry, they're just legal mistakes. I'm trying to be politically correct here. They are so insanely costly.
They're all over.
And
the poorer the town, the more
they are. I know I was in Texas and there were towns that were banning them from being there because it was very poor neighborhoods and it was putting people in really horrible positions.
Absolutely.
Pawn shops, be careful of pawn shops. They may be a quick solution, but they could be a hard problem. And high interest debt consolidation. Don't pay more interest than you already have. It doesn't pay to consolidate if you're going to pay more interest.
You got it. All right. In closing, anything else we should watch out for?
Fine print. Watch out for fees if you pay in full. Fee for late payment and that over the limit fee. Balance transfer fees. Some of them can get ridiculous. Yeah. Cash advance fees. And automated limit increases and rate increases. You don't have to accept that they increase the limit on your credit card, or you can pretend it's not there. And check your statements. Be sure it's accurate.
Yeah, that's something we don't do. We look at how much we owe and then go from there.
Date due, and we pay that. And we didn't pay attention that there's a bunch of different fees that I shouldn't have been charged or things like that.
You got it right. All right, Linda. Well, thank you very much. Good luck with your semi-retirement, whatever it is you do. Maybe our paths will cross again.
Thank you. I hope so.
Linda Krakora, training manager at NuMark Credit Union for 4 more days, and that is it. Good luck with everything. We appreciate that.
Scott.
All right, here's our question for a $25 Visa gift card, compliments of NuMark Credit Union. Earlier, Linda said there are how many credit reporting agencies? There's how many biggies, as she called it. 815-254-7300. If you can tell me that number, then you could win a $25 Visa gift card. But you got to call me right now, 815-254-7300. And don't forget also, right now, 2.49 APR, pre-driven or new car, truck, or motorcycle. Limited time, rates as low as $249. And one lucky member will have a chance to win 0% APR. To learn more about the savings, you can stop into any one of NuMark's branches in Countryside, Crest Hill, Joliet, New Lenox, or Tinley. Or for information, call 729-3211 or go to their website, newmarkcu.org. That's newmarkcu.org. How many major credit reporting agencies are there? 815-254-7300. That's the Turk Furniture Studio line. Good luck.